I've accepted it because God, of course, got me. She was a fighter, and I could well believe within 100% that she was fighting for her life out there.
It all started with a phone call.
They asked me, "Are you sitting down? Are you okay?" Right then, just tell me what's wrong, because if you're asking me this, something's not right.
And in that moment, Amika Griffin was told her daughter Porsha was missing.
That was something I never wanted to hear. That my daughter is missing. They told me my daughter was missing. I asked them what happened. What happened? Missing where? What you mean missing? Well, they went out on a boat ride. It was something I never wanted to hear. But my daughter is missing. Hopefully we get best results. You know, we get best outcome or whatever it may be. But with it all being said, I know I can't question it no more, because I know my God is my God.
On May 25th, the beginning of Memorial Day weekend, a 30-year-old National Guard staff sergeant, along with 3 friends, would decide to spend the day on Lake Greenwood, located roughly 75 miles northwest of the state's capital of Columbia. Lake Greenwood is a year-round boating, fishing, and water lovers' paradise with 11,400 acres of uncrowded surface area and 212 miles of forested shoreline. The lake is 20 miles in length and has a depth of 21 feet, making it one of the largest lakes in South Carolina. At some point around 2 p.m. and without warning, the young woman would go under the water. She would never be heard from again. Detectives initially responded to a call regarding 4 missing swimmers, but quickly learned that only one person was missing. According to the South Carolina Department of Natural Resources, authorities responded the same day and divers were dispatched, conducting surface searches with and without cadaver dogs, utilizing side-scan sonar and dives.
A search is currently underway for a missing swimmer at Lake Greenwood. Now, Lawrence County coroner says they received a call around 2 this afternoon about 4 missing swimmers. 3 of those have been found, but 1 is still missing.
Authorities will quickly identify the woman as 30-year-old mother Porsha Griffin. Porsha was described by many as an ambitious, hardworking, supportive, kind, loving, and pure young woman who you can call on for anything. Porsha genuinely loved people, taking it upon herself to organize her own food drives, cooking and feeding the homeless for Thanksgiving, just one of her many community initiatives. She had dreams of opening up her own nursing home and starting a community garden. Porsha was also an active member of the South Carolina Army National Guard and graduated with a bachelor's degree in nursing in December 2023. In a Facebook post, she would write the following: "This has been one of the busiest seasons of my life, but I can now say that there's no next semester. Another chapter closed, and I can say that nursing school has by far been one of the most challenging journeys I've endured and overcome. I'm extremely grateful to be able to say that I made it through. I'm officially a nurse grad. It's Porsha, RN, BSN. Also, I'm gladly accepting grad gifts if anyone is feeling generous, and I thank you in advance." Porsha was proud, determined, and excitedly looking forward to starting this new chapter in her life. Most importantly, she was a devoted mother to a 9-year-old girl who meant the world to her. Not only did Porsha accomplish a major goal, she also secured a stable future for both her and her daughter. She was in her prime, she was ready, and then one day all of that changed, in the blink of an eye. Porsha's mom was hysterically shocked. Porsha was her firstborn, the eldest of 3 siblings. The stress of it all was a lot for her to take in. Most notably, she explained that Porsha was a strong swimmer. It was something she loved to do. So what really happened out there on that lake that afternoon? According to statistics, most drownings occur in open water areas such as oceans, rivers, and lakes. Couple this with an open water area full of people, and you have a disaster. In fact, busy swim areas can actually pose a greater risk compared to less busy places. In situations like this, people are easily distracted. On top of that, it can be difficult to see a friend or family member among everyone else who is swimming. Good swimmers may choose not to wear a life jacket in open water because they don't feel a sense of danger. Unfortunately, most boating deaths are caused by drowning, and the vast majority of these victims aren't wearing life jackets. According to eyewitnesses, on the afternoon of May 25th, Porsha was tubing behind a boat alongside a friend when the tube flipped, tossing both her and her friend into the lake. Although her friend was helped out of the water by bystanders, Porsha, who wasn't wearing a life jacket, didn't resurface, leaving her friend and eyewitnesses grief-stricken. Porsha's commander said in a statement that the South Carolina National Guard is saddened beyond words and will continue to pray the search for her yields answers for all who care about her, as well as for peace for her daughter and extended family. During the search, Major General Jeff Jones, deputy for the State National Guard, and other military members went out to the lake to show support. Porsha truly dedicated her life serving others, and they were so appreciative of everything she did for the state.
The commander, the first sergeant, they've been out here supporting all of our soldiers that were involved in this incident, and we continue to support and love them and care for them and just make sure that their needs are met and their families' needs are met. This is just a really hard time right now, but the commander and first sergeant have been truly awesome. The entire 228 team have really surrounded each other with love and support during this time.
They went out on a boat ride and they went tubing, and two of them were on the tube and she fell off and didn't resurface.
SCDNR has been searching for Griffin since Saturday, leaving her mother to wait and hope.
The waiting is the most worst part of this whole situation. When will we find it? Will we ever find it? Oh, that remains a puzzle and a mystery right now. And just waiting. It's more trying.
The family of a mother, a nurse, and sergeant in the National Guard now pray and hope for some closure.
She wanted a reunion, but I didn't want it to be this kind of reunion.
For more than a week, Porsha's family and friends held out hope, with some watching as recovery crews searched for her body, anticipating the best-case scenario. This couldn't be happening. It couldn't be real. However, sadly, just 10 days after the horrific incident, search crews would stumble upon a body in the water, positively identified as 30-year-old Porsha Griffin. Following the recovery, the South Carolina Department of Natural Resources released the following statement. We extend our gratitude to all of the officers, investigators, and divers involved, as well as the supportive Greenwood community and everyone who offered additional help. Our heartfelt condolences remain with the victim's family and loved ones. The news of Porsha's untimely death touched the hearts of friends, family, and strangers alike, with many taking to Facebook to give their condolences. In an emotional Facebook post, a close friend wrote the following. Dear Porsha, I'm sorry. Thousands of times I've replayed the scenario. Each and every time I dive in head first for you. I've wanted a different outcome for your family and your daughter. You have one of the purest souls I've ever known. You always said you believe that you only meet a few genuine people throughout your life. Anyone that had the pleasure of meeting you knew that. The past few weeks, your patients would say things like, you're touched by an angel, or you have a halo over your head. And boy, were they right. You made deployments and drills better by sticking up for your soldiers. You became an RN because you genuinely wanted to provide proper care and listen to your patients. You set up food drives by yourself to feed the homeless. You wanted to open up your own nursing home. You wanted to start a community garden. You wanted to accomplish so many things to help other people. You were as selfless as they come. For 8 years, I enjoyed your conversation, shared laughter with you, and got to see that beautiful smile. I can honestly say I knew an angel, and I thank God for allowing me to be blessed with you. This isn't goodbye because you hated that. This is see you later. I love you, Porsha Dion Griffin, and continue to watch over everyone. Another person wrote, I've never had the privilege of meeting you nor your family, but I have continuously prayed since day one. My sincerest condolences to your family. Thank you for your service to our country. Thank you also for wanting to make a difference in the medical field. Officials would ultimately confirm that the water current on the day of this tragic incident was in fact stronger than usual, a clear indication that this may have been what made it harder for Porsha to resurface despite being a strong swimmer.
I just don't know. I really don't know. how to go on.
It's a reality that Diamond De La Rosa never thought she would have to face. The reality her best friend, Porsha Griffin, would not be found alive.
Them bringing her home yesterday, it was the closure that was needed, but it also confirmed what we all really don't want to believe, and that she's gone.
De La Rosa was one of the 3 friends who went tubing with Griffin on Saturday, May 25th. Investigators say Griffin was tubing behind a boat when she went underwater and never resurfaced.
And it's been devastating and just honestly heartbreaking to lose such an amazing person.
The search for Griffin's body went on for 10 days. De La Rosa says she watched as recovery crews searched for her body, anticipating the best case scenario.
I had hope that she was just stuck on an island, or she got picked up by another boat. Maybe just somebody didn't know that she, was missing.
De La Rosa told me Griffin was a staff sergeant for the Army National Guard, but aside from that, she was the eldest of 3 siblings, a mother to a 9-year-old daughter, a recent nursing school graduate, and someone who would go above and beyond to help others.
She fed the homeless for Thanksgiving. And I don't mean no Kraft mac and cheese kind of dinner. No, she got up at 5 a.m. to make macaroni, turkey, collard greens. She loved people.
30-year-old Porsha Griffin was laid to rest on June 11th at the Brook in Columbia, South Carolina. Although it was difficult for Porsha's family and friends to come to grips with the reality that they would never see or hear from her again, they vowed to remain as strong as they can for her 9-year-old daughter.